20 bucks. 20 bucks. Down the line for 20 bucks. Keep on playing. Nobody's paying. More than some nickels and some dimes. Hi guys, it's Jabor. Welcome to Mrs. Calabash Cooks. And Maggie, come into my kitchen. It's hot. Summer has revisited. Hallelujah. As I said before, the kitchen isn't very well ventilated. So during the summer, I'm going to be looking at dishes that really don't take a lot of cooking and heat in the kitchen. And today is something that you can get on the table very, very quickly. It's nourishing. It's nice if you're fed up with cold food. Sometimes you feel, oh, I just need something hot. And so this will suffice. Now you notice I'm cleaning my butcher block. And look, I know I don't promote an awful lot, but these come in a packet with different designs on. I like windmills. And these are Swede dishcloths. And I've been trying them out for a month just to see how they work. And they really are very, very good. I'm very hard on dishcloths. And I have a horror, as you know, of food poisoning. So I like to make sure that they're well sterilised. So I'll either boil them, bleach them, put them in the dishwasher, put them in the microwave, and put them in the washing machine. I've tried all this with these particular dishcloths, and they all works. And so I'm just going to read a little bit about, this is what attracted me to them. They're made of 70% wood pulp and 30% cotton, and they're totally biodegradable, and they reduce up to 17 rolls of conventional paper towels, and you can wash them up to 200 times. That's on the, you can do it on the top rung of the dishwasher. As I say, I boil them because I like to boil to sterilise. I've put them through the dishwasher on the sterilising program, and it's great. And the makers do suggest that you just line dry. So I'm really impressed with them, and so I thought I'd just let you know. And as I say, I like windmills. When we lived in Lincolnshire, I wanted to live in a windmill, because the trend at the time was to convert a windmill into a house. And there were windmills like this. But there's a ladder going up from the floor up to there. Now, I could climb anything. I've rock climbed, I've done everything. I got halfway up the step ladder, nothing on either side, and I thought, I can't move. I can't go up and I can't go down. Kate's dad gave me a boot from behind and said, you're going up. So I sort of closed my eyes and climbed up. And all the time we were going round, I kept thinking, I've got to get down that step ladder. And I couldn't tell you what the windmill looked like inside. No, we didn't go and live in a windmill, but I love windmills. And in Lincolnshire, it's the fen country, very, very flat, and it was reclaimed by the Dutch. And so there's a lot of windmills there, and it's great. So let's get on to, oh, excuse me, I need a drink. Oh, my voice is going. So today we're going to do Chinese noodles and Thai pork and pineapple. The noodles, you can use any form of noodle, as long as it's long noodles. It's better with long noodles. You could use spaghetti or spaghettini. You could use a vermicelli noodle. Use what you like. And the Thai pork and pineapple, now I'm using pork today. You could make this recipe with chicken. You could make it with beef, but beef and pineapple don't really go together, but chicken or pork. I'm using ground pork today, but you could cut up pork tenderloin, very, very small, and use that. So it's flexible, or you could use a chicken breast. So I've had the noodles boiling. They don't take long, so I'm just going to see if they're cooked, and then we're going to strain them. I just want to see if they're cooked. They're good. But remember, when you're cooking the noodles, the water has to be boiling, and salt it, because it will tell. You can tell it adds flavour to the noodles. So let's just take this over and we will strain it. Let's go back over here. I'm going to strain these into the bowl because I might need some of this pasta water or noodle water. So, and I want them to drain. So let's just strain these like that. Put this over here. Lovely. I'm going to pour just a drop of that pasta water away because I don't want the noodles sitting in water. So let's just go over here, put them in my bowl. There we are. So we're going to just let those sit there. I'm a bit crowded around the stove. So let's go back to the stove. Most of the work is now done at the stove. So come back with me, come on. We're going to start off with the Thai pork and pineapple. In my wok, I've got a little chili oil, and I've got a drop more here just in case I need it. And you see that the sugar, which is optional, I'm not putting any sugar in because I have enough sugar with the peanuts and everything else with the diabetes. And it's, excuse me, using fish sauce. Now, if anybody's allergic to fish sauce, then you can get a teriyaki sauce or a sauce from the vegetarian section, and you can use that instead. So let's have a look. I want to put the, there we go, it's nice and hot. We're going to put the pork in there and just cook it until it's lightly brown. This is a medium pork, so it's the only one I could get. So there might be some excess fat, which we can always drain away. Just squash it down. Now you notice I had the pork out of the fridge. The reason why we do this is it lets the pork just relax. And or any meat, don't cook it straight from the fridge. Just set it out for about half an hour at room temperature and let it relax, and it's much more tender. I learnt this, one of the chefs that came to do a class when I was cooking school coordinator, he used to cook for the Queen, and he was furious with me because I'd left the meat in the fridge until we were ready, because we'd got the hot lights and I was frightened of food poisoning. And he said, no, you can't do it. So I said, well, yeah, you've got to. We don't have any more. And he explained that that you had to let it relax. And he was a little Scottish chef. And he bred, what dogs did he breed? A push me pull you dog, I can't remember its name. And he was lovely. We got on very well after that. But, so just keep stirring this. until it's no longer pink. It won't take long to cook. That's the whole idea of this meal, is the fact that you're not, that's getting a little bit hot. The fact that you're not spending a lot of time in the kitchen and heating up the kitchen. Let's just let those, there's not a lot of excess fat out of this. I'm going to leave that because it will add to the flavour. So let's leave that for a minute or two. Now, oh, let's just turn that down. Somebody's joined me. Oh dear, can I read? Thank you, Derek. He's put it up in larger writing. Hi, Eve and Francois. I hope Francois' cat, it got hit by a car, and the poor little thing, it's got a broken hip. Yes, Francois, I like rice. I would serve it over rice, but Derek won't eat rice, as you know. Yeah, there's a lot of pork there. Is he going to eat it all by himself? Maybe. I don't know. Depends how hungry he is. And hi, Amanda. Mark. Thanks for looking. Amanda was one of Kate's best friends, and she lives in Brockville. And she's having a hard time of it at the moment because her son is special needs, and she works in the theatre, and now she's home trying to cope with everything, but she's doing really, really well. So let's get back. Come on, back over here. Derek might be really hungry tonight. He's only had a sandwich for lunch. There we are. So that is actually cooked. Not there. There's a little bit which is pink there. So let's just make sure that nothing's pink. We rinse this out because it's had raw meat into it. Always wash your hands if you've touched raw meat. Now, there's not any excess fat in there. So I'm going to, you see, it says pour off the excess fat. Now, I've got here jalapeno peppers. The packet, wow, that one's hot. The packet said hot jalapenos. Wow, that one is hot. I tried one, it had no flavour whatsoever, but that one is a hot one. So it's 1 or 2 peppers, depending on your taste, but just taste your jalapenos first. That one's got a lovely flavour. So here we've got 2 peppers, one that doesn't have a lot of flavour, but nice lot of colour, and the other one is quite hot. So there we are, we've got those in. Ooh, I'm going to add the fish sauce here. Now I've got some extra fish sauce out in case it's not, and a little garlic, in case it's not, there's not enough flavour there. Just in case. It smells good. I've added the garlic, just very, very finely minced. And I'm going to taste this now, because this is the stage to add more fish sauce if needed. Let me just taste this. I've not added any salt and pepper at this stage because the fish sauce is a little bit salty, and I don't want to, excuse me, they've got to me. Now, I'm going to add a little more fish sauce because to me it doesn't have an awful lot of flavour. So let me add a little more, and I'm going to add a little seasoning. Not too much because we're going to add some peanuts to this, which are roasted. And actually these are salted peanuts, so It's going to add some salt to it. Let's just make sure I've not missed anything out. Because I've got some parsley here, because Derek doesn't like cilantro. Normally I would put cilantro in, but if you don't like cilantro, then use parsley. I know, he goes, yeah. He can't bear the smell of it. But cilantro would make a difference. It adds a different flavour to it. You could also put some Thai basil in there if you don't want to use either or. Again, we're going to taste it. And now we're just going to add the pineapple to heat the pineapple through. Yes. That's better. You can use fresh pineapple, or I've got some canned pineapple which has been drained, or you could even use frozen pineapple. So I'm going to put the pineapple on the bottom of the wok like that, because cooking it brings out the flavour. I'm going to push that to one side. There we are. And actually, I've got a little pineapple juice. I'm going to add some of that to it. I don't need that with a piece of pineapple. Now, if you don't want slices of pineapple, use some chopped pineapple and mix it all in together. It's, as I say, these recipes are very accommodating. So we're going to put that on the back and let it, I'm going to put it over there, and I'll put it on this front burner. I can get this one lower, and I just want to keep that warm whilst we cook everything else, and that's the pork cooked. So now we're going to do the Chinese noodles. I need this again. Going to wipe that out with a little kitchen paper, so bear with me. I like this because we're only using 2 pans. There we are. That's emptied. Excuse me. There we are. So, the recipe says for this, it said 2 carrots peeled and chopped in half. Well, that's okay, but how big is a carrot? Yeah, you can either have carrots that size or carrots that size, so just chop them up to what you want. I need a little oil. Again, I'm using some chili oil. This is my chili oil that I make. Dried chili peppers with a little, actually I'm going to add a drop more. You see, it's getting towards the end. I need to add some more oil to it, and just set it on one side. For this one, this is canola oil in here. I do have one bottle which has got olive oil in. I don't use olive oil as much because I can't bring it up to such a high temperature. But sometimes I just want the olive oil. Just swirl it around the pan like that. So we're going to put the carrots in there. Cut them crosswise, diagonally, and can you see how thin they are? They don't want to be very thick because we're going to cook very quickly. And some garlic. I used to do stir fries, and I was never satisfied with the stir fries that I did, because the vegetables were never crisp. And I had an Asian chef one day giving classes, Mr. Chop Chop. And I said, how come your vegetables are so nice, they're crispy? And he said, we cook them maximum of 80%. And that because they will still keep on cooking when everything is dished up because it's hot. And he said that way you get a nice crisp vegetable. There we are. So I still want the carrots to be nice and crisp. Green onions. And what else have I got? A little cayenne pepper. I've got some extra cayenne there in case I need it. Hoisin sauce. If you're like me and a diabetic, just be careful with the hoisin sauce. It's very sweet. So I tend to go a little bit shy when I'm measuring up the hoisin sauce. Soy sauce. Lovely. Again, if anybody has a gluten intolerance, then use a gluten-free soy sauce. Let me just turn that down for a minute. Excuse me, I need to wipe my nose. The spices have got to me. There we are. That is cooking very, very well. I've got a little, I don't need that there. Oh, it smells so good. So now that the sauce has just thickened a little bit, I don't know if I can show you. You see, it's just nicely thickened, not so raw. I'm going to add the noodles back in there just to reheat the noodles. Just stir around so all the noodles are covered. Oh God, it smells so good. And the noodles will absorb the sauce. So we're going to taste this to see if it needs a little more cayenne pepper. Because remember, the pork isn't very hot. The pork is quite neutral. And so this is going to have a little bit more of the fire underneath the pork. I don't think I'm going to need that, that juice. Let's have a taste. I want a little bit of the vegetable. I can't catch it. Yes, it needs just a little more cayenne pepper. Just a little more, not a lot. My cayenne is a little bit old, so it's lost some of its punch. But being somewhat mean, I think the polite word is frugal. I'm going to use it up. Certainly doesn't need any salt adding to it. Lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the bottom of a dish and pour the pork over the top. So that's nice and hot. Everything is ready. So let me switch this off. I'm going to take this over to the butcher block and dish it up and then come back for the pork. I managed to make a mess, obviously. It wouldn't be me if I could get it straight on without making a mess. So let's just, I want to push some of the carrot over there. Have a nice deep dish. If you're serving this with rice, then the same way. Just cover it over like that. Let me wipe the table. And now we're going to put the pork over the top. So let's go back for the pork. I need that. So what I want to do is try and get the pork over the top there. Let me go and get my little spatula. Where is it? There we are. I need that. Push the pineapple to one side so that the pork, the rice or the noodles will absorb all the flavour of the pork. And we're going to put the pineapple over the top. That one split on me. Like that. Just let's make sure that all the pan is empty. There we are. Move that. Clean the dish. Make sure it's nice and clean. Look, you see, I've made a mess again. Oh. There we go. And I do have just a little, I haven't even got those in a straight line. There we are. So parsley, this is parsley out of the garden, so we're doing well this year. A little parsley. I've got some parsley here. Oh look, it's gone a little bit limp, and I only picked this just before the start of the program because we want to get a nice bit of greenery on there. As I say, some Thai basil would look really, really nice on this and add a bit of flavour to it. I did go to try and buy some the other day and I couldn't, they hadn't got any. I wanted to put some in the garden, but maybe next week. Because I lost some of my basil when the weather turned cold. I've been a bit presumptuous and so I lost the basil. It was a little bit cold for it. Hi Lou! Yes, it's very spoiled, no cilantro, but you should know. Yes, she's Derek's cousin. Yeah, she knows his strange eating habits. So I've got some red pepper. I thought the red would look nice against the yellow and the pork. Let's just put that on there. And that is all there is to making Thai pork. As I say, you could do this with you could, if you're wanting a low cholesterol meal, then use a ground chicken or a ground turkey. Ground turkey is very good, and it's lower in cholesterol. Or I used to mix the two, so I'd have a little pork for the flavour, and a little chicken or turkey mixed together, and then it's not quite so fatty, and you've still got the flavour of the pork, and you've got the less cholesterol of the turkey or the chicken. So thank you very much for watching, and please stay safe, stay well, enjoy this weather, and join me again on Tuesday at 7:30. I'm going to be making a snack, something that doesn't need any cooking at all. And if this heat continues, and please go on to Mrs. Calabash Cooks on Facebook, like and share. And thank you so much for watching. So I will see you again Tuesday at 7:30. So enjoy your weekend. Bye. And this is a little bowl I've got for serving. 20 bucks. They're on the line for 20 bucks. You keep on playing. Nobody's paying. No. And some nickels and some dimes. Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom, boom. 20 bucks. 20 bucks. You paid me for 20 bucks. You can pay the rent on the money that we spent. Come back by on 20 bucks. 20 bucks.
20 bucks. Okay, we're out. Very good. Very good.